Put your faith in the light.
Hello guys, welcome to another one of my videos. This is Lightblade. And have you ever wondered what's the lore behind every Paladin race? Paladins are one of the most lore-rich classes in World of Warcraft. Because of this, it's no wonder that they're also incredibly popular. Each race of Paladins has its own very interesting origins, and today we'll go over all of them. Starting up, we have the Knights of the Silver Hand, probably the most iconic Paladins of Azeroth, mostly humans and dwarves. Their origin lies before the start of the Second War. Archbishop Alonso Sval created a new martial branch of the Church of the Holy Light, which he would call the Knights of the Silver Hand. This was in response of the staggering losses of priests in the First War that, while wielding powerful magics, were not prepared for hand-to-hand combat. This new order trained clerics and knights in both ways of war and divinity. The first five to be chosen for the honor would be Uther the Lightbringer, Turelion, Tyrion Fordring, Sidon Dathrohan, and Gavin Rededire. From that point forward, the order would expand rapidly. They were crucial in the alliance of Lordran's victory in the Second War, both healing friends and crushing enemies on the battlefield. However, after the Third War, the Knights of the Silver Hand were almost wiped out, suffering massive losses, including the fall of Uther the Lightbringer in the hands of his student Arthas Menethil, now a Death Knight. This created two major religious schisms that would break the Knights of the Silver Hand into three: the Scarlet Crusade, human supremacist zealots hell-bent on destroying the undead; the Argent Dawn, which took a less extreme approach than the Scarlets. While they did work to destroy any evil, they would accept other races into their ranks, and those few who were loyal to the alliance that remained Knights of the Silver Hand. Prior to the war against the Lich King, Tyrion Fordring purified the legendary Ashbringer and united the Argent Dawn and Knights of the Silver Hand, creating the Argent Crusade, whose purpose would be to end the threat of the Undead Scourge and the Lich King himself. Fast forward a bit, and the Legion made its final invasion. The Argent Crusade was decimated in the first assault of the Broken Shore, even losing Tyrion Fordring. But from their ashes, the Knights of the Silver Hand were reborn with the player character as its new High Lord. After the Third War, many of the Blood Elf Light users lost their faith in the Light, thinking it had abandoned them when the Scourge ravaged their lands. Not only that, most of their population was suffering from mana addiction. Prince Kalthas Sunstrider captured a Naru called Muru and sent it back to his people in Silvermoon so they could use its energy, but Magister Romath instead called former priestess Liadrin to subjugate the Naru and create a new breed of paladins that would bend the light to their will rather than asking it as a blessing. The new order was called the Blood Knights. Many other light users saw them with disgust because of their cruel treatment of Muru. Kalthas would return eventually and recapture the Naru to use its energies to summon Kil'jaeden from the Sunwell, but Muru would sacrifice itself to stop this and purify the Sunwell, ending the Blood Elves' mana addiction. The Blood Knights eventually learned that Muru had foreseen all this and wanted to be captured so that it may perform its sacrifice to save the Blood Elves. Ashamed that they had enslaved their own savior, the Blood Knights reformed their order to be one devoted to the ideals of the Naru. Paladins in the Hand of Argus are known as Vindicators. Vindicators are paragons who tolerate no ego in their ranks and make vows to never let vengeance or anger guide their judgment. Vindicators answer only to the highest-ranking priests and paladins in Draenei society, known as Exarchs. In Argus, Prophet Velen and his followers refused to accept Sargera's gift and joined the Burning Legion. This led to a civil war between the Eredar. Velen and his followers, now called Draenei, were rescued by the Naru, powerful light beings made of pure holy energy. The Naru would teach these refugees about holy light and its values of altruism, compassion, redemption, justice, and honor. The Draenei were inspired by the words of their saviors and swore themselves to the light and its ideals. While other Paladin orders are normally an elite force in a greater army, the Vindicators in the Hand of Argus actually make up the majority of the Draenei military and police force. Having said that, they do have an elite force of Paladins that are called the Light's Chosen that respond directly to Prophet Velen. The Sunwalkers are an order of Tauren Paladin. They were founded by Aponi Bridemaid after the theological discussions with Tahu Sagewind about the importance of balancing out the Night Elven focused moon worship through reverence of the light as part of their worship of the Earth Mother. It's important to make clear that they worship the sun not in opposition to the Druids' worship of the moon, but as a counterbalance. Warriors who joined this movement and devoted themselves to the sun would be blessed by Anshe, with the ability to wield his holy light, and became known as Sunwalkers. Although not as numerous as some of the more ancient Paladin orders, the Sunwalkers' ways are no less powerful and their members are no less respected. They are the most militant branch of the Torrent armies within the Horde. The Prelates of Rzan are trolls of the Zandalari tribe who were chosen at birth by the Loa spirits to be devotees of the wild god Rzan, better known as Rzan Loa of Kings. Rzan was heavily affiliated with the Light. Those who were blessed by him were granted holy powers and became what most would recognize as Paladins. Sadly, their story is one of tragedy. Rzan, their font of energy, was slain during the Zul's uprising. Nearly all prelates, aside from a few of the most devoted, lost their holy powers, and even those who retained their blessings had been greatly weakened. This is on top of the massive losses they had against the Alliance by the end of the Fourth War. Without Rzan to bless any new prelates, the order is close to extinct. Still, the few who remain continue to uphold Rzan's ideals of standing against darkness and leading those who are lost. And well guys, that's going to be the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching everyone.